There's this quote by Mother Teresa where she's being interviewed about just the amazing work that she and her colleagues were doing among very desperate people in India. And she says to the interviewer, we, like my colleagues and I, really have a sense that what we're doing is like a drop in the ocean. But the ocean would be less because of that missing drop. We have been doing COVID life, pandemic life for a long time now. I'm getting tired of saying that word and writing it and speaking it into cameras. We've been doing this a long time. And it's not really a matter of whether the pandemic has affected your life, but how the pandemic has affected your life. We've all lost things during this time. And in a way, I think we're all in this sort of collective state of grieving. It's not really a question of whether you're grieving or what you've lost, but like how. How are you grieving, and what in particular have you lost? But at the same time, I think that sometimes grief has a particular way of really bringing certain things into focus. And one of the things I think grief is really good at bringing into focus is what matters the most in life. Just think about the sorts of things people tend to say at funerals. What's interesting about funerals is that people's comments, even if it was a really successful and accomplished person, what people say at funerals is almost never about that. It's not about the achievements or the accolades that person has kind of racked up over their life, but it's about what sort of person they were, and then what were those little moments that sort of encapsulate that that they want to share. It's a cliche, but it's the little things that make the difference. And I think as we're all in this sort of collective state of grief, we're all continuing to go through loss together brought on by the pandemic. We often think that so much has been taken from us, and it has. And we think, in the face of all of that, what do I have to offer, or what do I have to contribute? But I want you to think back over what has meant the most to you personally during this time. What has made you feel the most encouraged? What has made you feel the presence of God? What has made you feel most connected or loved? And I'm willing to bet that a lot of those events were little things. Certainly they've been that for me. That time your friend texted you when you were feeling down, or somebody leaving cookies or groceries on your doorstep, or a card in the mail. It's the little things that matter most. And the little things matter especially when the cost of those little things is very high. There's this great story in the Gospel of Mark where Jesus and his disciples are people watching at the temple, and they're watching all of these rich people come and present their offerings, put their money in the plate. And then this poor widow comes and she puts in a couple of coins. And Jesus says to his disciples, this widow put in more than anyone else because her offering cost her so much. We've been doing COVID a long time, and the cost is high. And many of us probably feel like we don't have anything to give right now. Or if we have anything to give, what is that worth in the grand scheme of things? What does that matter compared to what we're facing? but the little things matter most when the cost is the highest. So today I just want to encourage you, whatever you have to give away, whether it's prayer or a quick phone call, whether it's a card, whether it's some cookies, whatever small, seemingly insignificant thing you can do to lighten the load of someone else, do it. Do that little thing. It might feel like a drop in the ocean, and it is. But the ocean